Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
I've been hacked before on my desktop. I did something I shouldn't have done. I trusted somebody, and they knew of a vulnerability that I wasn't covered on and exploited it. They did it in a very kind manner, showing me what I needed to watch out for. So I was appreciative of it, but it was still scary at the same time. How to keep from getting hacked? Well, the best way is not do anything. Like, seriously, get offline, move to the shack in the middle of Montana or something. Don't even think about getting on the internet. Become a hermit. That's really about all you can do. Don't do anything online. But I do have a top 5 list on how to keep from getting hacked. There are things you can do to protect yourself. There's only so much you can do, though. This comes in courtesy of CBC 1014. And he's got, I think, a pretty solid list here. And you may have different tips to throw out to the community, and that's fine, too. Number 1, don't give out your IP address if at all possible. It's one of the most important things to remember if you don't want to get hacked. If you give your IP out to someone you don't know, and if they know how to hack, they can see files on your computer that you might not want them to see, and that's a bad thing. They can also crash your computer and make it useless. So just remember, don't give it out to anybody. That IP address is pretty much your location on the internet. Now, there are things you can do to protect that IP address from being shared, but the best offense is a good defense, and hopefully that's not offensive. Number 2, don't download any program if you don't know what it is. Like if it says free computer virus scan, and if it looks fake, it probably is. The reason that is, most of those programs come with keyloggers in the programs that can store everything you type. So if you type in an email address and a password to your email address, they can see that data and use it to get to your email. Remember, you don't want to get hacked, so don't download anything if you don't know what it is or does. That's true. I would say a lot of attack vectors happen because people don't know what they're doing. I'm just the same. You know, I do as much as I can do to protect myself. You know, it's just important to keep in mind you have to be proactive with this stuff. Number 3, have a secure Wi-Fi network if you have one, and we've covered this before in the past as well. Today, most houses have Wi-Fi, so about half of them are unsecure. I went driving around my neighborhood and found 32 Wi-Fi networks. Only 10 of them had a secure network. So what I'm trying to say is you have an unsecured network, people have access to your network and more easily get into your computer systems and see the files on your computer. Now, one thing you got to keep in mind is the only way that someone's going to be able to get to the files easily on your computer is if you're sharing those files. Now, I know there's a way to get through and around everything, but I'm saying taking care of these top-level items will make it much more difficult for people to get through, unless, of course, they just really want to get through to the things that you've got. Are the things on your computer really that important? Only you can decide that. I guess the bottom line is if you have anything important on your computer, don't share it. And if you do have it on your computer, maybe you should encrypt it. Protect it with a password on the computer itself. So levels of security you've got to keep in mind. Protect yourself. Number 4, make sure you log off any account you have on your computer before getting off. It applies to shared computers. Say if one of your friends is over and gets on the computer right after you and you didn't log out, he has access to your personal data. You may not want him to see, like your email. So remember to log out of anything after you get off a shared computer. Also, some sites have a feature where they can save your login info. So if you are on a shared computer, don't use that feature. What I've always done, specifically at public terminals, they'll usually have Internet Explorer running on a Windows machine. I'll use Internet Explorer to download Firefox, install Firefox, and then use Firefox, and then uninstall Firefox after I'm done. I don't know if many people could do that. Every machine may not be locked down, or may be so locked down that you can't do that way. But, you know, again, anything you got to do, protect yourself wherever you go. It's very key that you're very cognizant of the information that you share in any non-private network. That can keep you from getting hacked. So, for instance, Ponzi, if she wants to check information on a public Wi-Fi network or a network in a hotel or cruise ship, she'll ask me before she checks it. She said, "Is it okay to check this?" And I said, "No, just wait till you get home for that, and you'll be fine." So that way, you know, if there is someone sniffing the wireless network or possibly doing something on the network that we don't know and we don't trust and we can't trust, if she shared a username or password to, say, some very private information, a person could get that information and do things with it. You know, and I go on and on about these public networks, I realize, but I've had stories, of people just sharing information they should not be sharing, not related to tech at all. I've heard people, because they're just not aware, share social security numbers, share phone numbers, share really private information in a public fashion without realizing what they're doing. And I'm guilty of the same thing, and I bet you are too. When was the last time you went to a restaurant and you just handed the wait staff your credit card? I mean, it's not a direct hacking of your computer, but still, they can do some damage. And I think that's what getting hacked is all about. It's doing damage. I mean, at least as far as this definition, or this particular variable on the definition is concerned, keeping yourself from being violated, getting hacked. Number 5, keep a secure password for everything you have. Make a password that's so long and hard to guess, even people you know can hack into your account. Like if you have PayPal, if they have your email and they know you real well, you might have a chance in guessing that password. And if they do, they can post your password and email the sites where other hackers to use. So if you don't have a long password, the mix of numbers and letters, nobody can guess it. I think the bottom line is just be smart. Educate yourself. Don't do things if you know you shouldn't be doing them. I think a lot of people get infected with bad things on their computer because they don't follow directions, and they think they can download anything and get away with it. They try to circumvent the system, and they end up downloading something and installing something they shouldn't have installed in the first place. There's a lot of things you can do to protect yourself. This, of course, is just it's tip of the iceberg stuff. This is, and I know, I'm sure seasoned security professionals are just laughing. Chris, I can get through anything. That's fine. I know it's a possibility. It's in the realm of possibility. One thing you can do to make sure you're as secure as possible is to keep your software up to date, and I know that also applies to web servers as well. We're in the process of making sure that our web servers are updated with the latest patches and whatnot. It's not always easy to do, but it is important to do. Protect yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Anyway, if anybody else has got any security tips, whether it's related to tech security or not, I'd love to see them. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. You're also welcome to swing by our chat room, which is always open. We're talking tips and tricks, helping people. In some cases, you may be helping other people in our chat room. We're typically talking tech 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.